oh, we need a cut thing. Where in the movies, how they do like cut. Welcome to another episode of the PantyNectar podcast. It is your host, PantyNectar, tuning in for episode 99. Back again with MrP.
We're back, PantyNectar.
We're back. We
great.
did a few solo podcasts, you and I, over the last couple of months, just here and there. But
yes,
it feels really good to be back with you. Oh, we're together all the time.
Yeah, all the time. It's great to be back with you, and even better to be in you. So I'm just glad to be here.
Great.
Yeah.
So great. Yes, we are live also right now on OnlyFans. We have had such a productive morning and everyone's hopping on here. So that's super awesome to see. Steven, hello, you guys. Yeah, so nice to see everyone's name. Happy Tuesday for you guys listening right now live. And if you're listening just whenever you get to it, I want to say, I hope that you're having a good day. And if not, hopefully the PantyNectar podcast can put you on the right track.
Yeah, I think I really enjoy listening to podcasts. I know you do too, and it really kind of amazes me how much just everyone listens to podcasts nowadays. We're all so busy in our everyday life, commuting. Even when you're hanging out with friends now, right? Like,
yeah,
it's almost like we're regressing in time.
Yeah,
like truly, like shit got so technologically advanced. Like we were communicating in all these high tech ways. Now it's just like, oh, like we're listening to the radio again. But here we are.
True.
Yeah, it is. But it's just it's a great form of communication, and we are thrilled to be here with the PantyNectar community.
It's funny when people ask, like, people that are around me in real life and like maybe don't know what I do for a living. They'll ask me like, oh, what do you do? And I say, oh, like I have a podcast. And they're like, oh, what do you talk about? And I'm like, well, I talk about all kinds of things. Like there's really and that's kind of what, yesterday I was live streaming, while I was running some errands yesterday on OnlyFans, and was sitting there chit-chatting with everyone talking about like, the podcast, how like there's kind of no limit to it. Like we just talk about anything. It can be completely in the not safe for work realm, or it can be completely in just the health, personal development, good food, things like that. So it's I'm very grateful to be able to talk about anything and have a platform where we can talk about anything.
And it's interesting because we usually tend to go in those directions, right? Like it's like we're so like deep in the not safe for work every day, that like when we sit here and actually just hang out and talk, just like normally we tend to just shy away from those not necessarily shy away from those subjects, I guess, but we talk about other things.
Yeah, people would be surprised how much you and we can literally sit here and talk for hours.
Yeah, like
so like this is not scripted. This is not like we literally can go back and forth for hours with each other just talking. And so it's nice to be able to connect with everyone here, especially live with you guys. We had a bunch of people yesterday that were asking, like, I guess somebody actually said that they were around when I wasn't showing face. I was like, oh, wow, you've been around for a long time then.
Yeah.
Or what feels like a long time relatively. But
yeah,
it's crazy to think of that before we even had that was before even the podcast. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess that started April, or when was that? March of 2021, I guess, was when you started showing face. April timeframe.
Yeah.
Sometime around there. So there was like a whole year.
Yeah.
Of you were PantyNectar.
That's so crazy to think. And people, it's interesting when other creators come to me and ask, like, oh, what's some advice you would have? Yada, yada, yada. And I really think, like, if you're going to be online, you have to know that, like, people are going to find out who you are. It's very hard to stay. Even people that are anonymous, it's very easy to connect the dots and find out things about them in real life. So you definitely have to be open to that. If you are, we see quite a few people that still don't show face or things like that. And to each their own, but
yeah, wait till quantum computing comes around and just cracks everything. And
can you imagine when there's AIs of like, like of creators, like an AI Math-Kitten or an AI PantyNectar that is completely, you can have a conversation with them like this. You could interact with them in a personal way, in a real life way.
Yeah.
But they're an AI.
Yeah, I think we're a lot closer to that than we realize.
Yeah.
Know? I mean, like, I know they've been working on, we saw a video of Howie Mandel. Apparently they had some AI thing where he was standing next to it and it was kind of doing that, but like the one that he was showcasing was like literally in a showcase box. It was like a human like hologram, but it was inside, like a case, like a glass, the front of it was glass and the rest of it was walls or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you're talking about when you're just sitting there and interfacing with this AI right in front of you, but it's literally the person and it looks exactly like them. And then, so like, then the only thing missing is kind of like the haptic feedback, if you will, the touch. Like that is like, and we were listening to Gary Vee had Mark Zuckerberg on this podcast a few years back. And he was talking about how much time Facebook has spent focusing on that, just like the touch, like the feedback, trying to get
right.
And I don't know, like the haptic feedback type stuff and what they do, because it's literally like a connection. There's a reason that that when you go to your phones and you press a button, that it's automatic. Like the default setting on much of it is to send you a reaction.
God, it's creepy thinking
and
about how much data Facebook probably gets from everyone.
Well, an Apple, right? I mean, and everything around you. I mean, there was a plane crash somewhat near us last week or the week before in Victoria, Texas. And that plane, there was a private plane and it was a single pilot, and he crashed and he landed on the road. He actually made a great landing on the road, but then went through the intersection and cars, so it was real bad. But the purpose of that was he was doing a geosurveying, and so he was flying these patterns like a I guess southeast to northwest and then back, pattern just over and over and over again over this swath of land. I don't know how many miles, but it was from like Gonzales up to San Marcos or something, you know, kind of maybe 100 miles or something, whatever direction. But he was just doing that over and over. And I guess it'd be less than that, but he was doing that over and over. And what he's doing is he's surveying the fucking land, and he's taking all these different.
What did they say ended up going wrong with the plane?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a bird strike or what.
I didn't recall what they had said about
I
it.
don't know. I didn't hear a final thing. It takes a while for. Sometimes they know right away, but a lot of times it takes a thorough investigation to find out, if it's not something that's reported by the pilot, then it takes a while to figure out sometimes. Okay.
So people watching the podcast right now live, maybe you've noticed that MrP has this lovely facial hair that he's been growing out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows you're gray a little bit too.
Yeah. So the other day I was looking in the mirror and I was like, holy shit. Cause I'm growing out this beard, and on the side of my face, it was bald. Yeah. And then I'm like, I didn't know I was going bald right there. How's my facial hair? And then I'm like, no, it's not bald. It's just gray.
Yeah.
It's just clear.
I like it.
I guess.
It looks good.
Just the way it goes.
I like that salt pepper look.
But look at you.
You're a hottie. This shirt's way too tight. I worked out today. Try to pull this thing away from me.
Oh, I can do that.
I can breathe.
Yeah. See, yeah, that's real easy to do, actually.
That's almost better. Yeah, no, we've been getting in a roll. If you have been following along on OnlyFans, or maybe you're a follower on X, you know that I have a marathon coming up, a full marathon, my first full marathon. And just a few days ago, I went out and got a long run. I ran a half marathon, and it went really smooth. I was kind of impressed with how smooth it was since I've been like out of whack with training. It was nice, but I was hurting the day after, the rest of that day and the day after, but I feel good today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about you running.
Yeah. Yeah, so people yesterday on the live stream, they were asking how old you and I both are. I guess these were some new people, so I informed them. One guy couldn't believe it, but I was like, yeah, I'm 27. And then they asked what the age gap of you and I, what the age gap is. I think it's like 13 years,
ish, yeah,
something
a little more,
like that.
yeah.
So you're 40 years old.
Yep, about to be 41.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is. You do have a birthday coming up soon.
Yeah. I will probably do absolutely nothing like I've done on the past however many birthdays. And
we could go to Florida.
I love Florida.
Yeah.
Florida's a great state.
Yeah.
I miss it. Actually, I think every state's a fucking great state. If there's definitely places I prefer. No, surely.
Yeah.
But I think let me say this. Every state has good parts about it and every state has bad parts about it. Right?
Yeah.
One of the places that kind of people talk down to is what?
Just laughing.
New Mexico, it's like
New Mexico, why?
Yeah, there's not much there,
Oh.
And it's not a whole lot of, economy and commerce.
Yeah.
New Mexico really isn't a mass fucking producer of, it has a lot to do with the terrain, although you could argue Arizona does and Colorado does, and they have, outputs. But even New Mexico, I think New Mexico is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I'm not crazy about the real southern parts of it.
I love
it's
that.
Barren and shit, but Lincoln County. I need to take you to Lincoln County, New Mexico, which is where
take me to Lincoln County.
Yeah, which is where Billy the Kid, which is an outlaw, and that whole thing went down back in the 1880s or whenever it was. But I mean, it has a whole history, and but Lincoln County, New Mexico is it's kind of it's beautiful, foresty type, but it's kind of on its own in a desert type, not necessarily desert, but just a more barren landscape. Then all of a sudden,
I like
Lincoln
that
County.
Deserty vibe.
But then you get up to the mountains and shit, and I absolutely love. I mean, the place I learned to ski was Angel Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Fire, New Mexico. It's beautiful there.
I've never been skiing.
Taos is a great place. I love skiing Taos. Yeah, I think New Mexico is beautiful.
Yeah, we should definitely go to one of those states over in that area because I like that area a whole lot. Just that vibe.
Yeah. Utah, man. Utah is pretty badass.
I've been to Utah.
Yeah, southern Utah.
Man, I can't remember the town that we stayed in, but remember me telling you, there were just when we got to her house, there was just mountains, snowy. It was when it was snowing. Snowy mountains just all the way around in the distance. It was really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't like being that cold, but I love that kind of enormous vibe of the mountains, and especially when there's snow everywhere. That adds a whole nother layer to everything.
Yeah.
Literally, but.
Yeah, it's a great thing about oceans and shit. Just you sit there and you just look out and man, I am so tiny in this massive landscape, or whatever it is. And
yeah, especially think about all the life in when we were in the Keys. There are so many different animals in the water. The animal life is insane in the Keys.
Yeah,
on another level.
Mm-hmm. Something bite you.
Yeah, something crawled on me. Hello, Sim. Hello, you guys. I see your comments here. Thank you for the love. Well, we hope that everyone is having an awesome week so far. We're about to go into a new year very, very soon, 2025. A whole new year of PantyNectar.
Yeah.
We're about to start it again.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, what, 4 full years or whatever? On the 5th, going on, yeah.
I was supposed to say going on the 5th. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Do you like my shirt?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we wish everyone a happy new year. We hope that you guys especially stay safe during this crazy time of the year. But we hope everyone goes into it with good spirits, good goals. Get those goals out.
Jot them down.
Jot them down.
Yeah. Do them. I don't know.
Do them. Yeah.
New Year's. I don't know. I have a whole different. It's like New Year's resolutions are fucking bullshit. Like you know the only, and I may have mentioned this. The only person I've ever known to ever have stuck with a New Year's resolution, like a serious one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm gonna change this in my life and I'm gonna do it. You know, like was my friend's dad, and he quit smoking. He was a smoker like his whole life.
Good for him.
And then one day, New Year's Day, he didn't even,
it was done.
And he didn't even tell anybody. He just fucking quit. And it wasn't like I wanted to. He just fucking quit, and he hadn't, you know.
I feel about New Year's how I feel about Mondays. I think Mondays is just a really good fresh start. Every Monday, it's a new week. People hate Mondays. I love Mondays. I think it's like the perfect day. Sunday is really the day to get on track, and then Monday is the day to execute and be on track already. That's how I feel about that. And that's how I feel about New Year's. New Year's is like, if that's what you need, then that's what you need, but use it. Yeah. Start fresh. Get it done. Make it happen. Use it as your Monday.
I think, and I totally see that. I just think I get it. To me, it's kind of like, I think of spring like that. Like spring's like the natural evolution of like the things new life coming in, flowers, baby animals, you know, the fucking baby birds are hatching, the deer are running around, you know, but I guess we got to go through winter for that.
Well, and New Year's is a great excuse to be positive during the winter. Yeah. It's a good. But isn't it funny how everyone, you bring up a good point, but you didn't bring this point up. I'm bringing this point up. People are partying during this time of the year. So it's hard to like, that's probably why gym memberships go up later on, because people are too busy partying. They're like, okay, after we'll get on track, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like my mom's always, you know, like dieting, you know, like it's a we'll start this diet Monday type thing. Yeah. And then Monday comes, and then you follow the diet, and then Tuesday comes, and then you slip back to next Monday, and it's just easier to implement.
Execute now, don't wait. John, Luther, Star, hello you guys, Phil. These are names I recognize. Hello you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. These guys are all popping in live on OnlyFans, where I go live pretty often. It may be a car chit chat or a podcast or a shower or anything. So I just try to communicate in real life, real time, as much as possible with you guys. So hello to everyone popping on.
Something. Just join.
Yes, hello, Kevin, Tyson. Hello, you guys. John Doe.
John Doe. I know that guy, John Doe. I do. I know him.
Tyson says hi. Hi, Tyson.
What's up, Tyson?
We hope you guys are having an awesome day today. I know I got to chit chat with a lot of these names yesterday. Luther, hello. All right, you guys. Well, we are going to sign off for episode 99. If you want to keep up with all things PantyNectar, follow on X, on Reddit. But if you really want in-depth, personal, daily interaction, then you can head over to OnlyFans and chit chat with me there. People are still popping
These
on.
people.
Hello, Mike. Hello, hello. Yes.
Did they get to see your titties?
Yeah, they do,
saw your
for
titties,
sure.
right? For sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gah. All right, you guys, have a great day.
See ya.
See you next time.